Greetings. We're live. This is So Many Levels, a D&D podcast. I am Christiana Ellis, the Dungeon Master. Tonight we're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yay!
Our players tonight, Chush Schubert as Autocree.
Hello, hello.
Starla Hutchton as Nirakina Ethu.
Greetings and salutations.
And Viv Schubert as Amethyst.
Good evening.
All right, so we left things off, oddly enough, kind of not so much on a cliffhanger last time, because you guys just had a mighty victory.
Dun, da, 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 dun, 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 dun.
We victoried all over that hobgoblin.
Sure did. We had. Well, why don't you tell the good folks what happened last time? Remind everybody.
Not all of us died.
Wait. First, I think we should go into great detail, and talk about the spells that we discussed in the last episode.
Yeah,
I don't
we
think
should
we
probably
did that long
recap
ago.
that.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry about that. We'll skip the
Well,
spell discussion.
yeah, and let's actually recap that entire discussion with the specific context of which of those spells you actually used in the battle.
Well,
So you mentioned
That's
this spell. Did you use that one? No.
Yeah,
I
so-
You
missed
used that one?
twice.
No.
I missed twice and then spent the rest of the battle healing everybody. Well, Chooch mostly, because he
Yeah.
kept insisting on dying. So,
Yeah.
right.
Of
So,
all the
yeah.
ones the ones I talked about, I cast Mirror Image,
Hmm?
and then I cast Enhance Ability on Chooch, which I don't think helped at all. And then I cast Create Water twice to put Chooch and Zoltor out because they just like to be on
Extinguish us.
fire.
Well,
And then I
so
also used
yeah,
Hold Person.
Well, what I'll say, you guys, is that you should not at all feel bad about things just not going the way your initial strategy might have dictated, because that goes both ways. Because it happens for me controlling the enemies too. You know, I have the strategy. What's the best thing for them to do? And they don't always get to use their cool things in the way they imagined either. So.
Yeah, totally fair.
So in the last round, last time, we did a lot of strategizing, and then we went to face the
Hobgoblin Wizard.
hobgoblin, yeah. Phoenix, I was trying to remember what he was.
Hatching
Rising
Phoenix.
Hatching Phoenix. And to our surprise, the second in command went in and challenged him. He questioned his motives and decided he was not working in the best interest of the Hobgoblin army, and challenged him. And they started going down, and we jumped in the fray and whooped him,
Off with his
basically.
head.
And I kind of died twice.
Yes, but other than that, you made really good choices. So.
Right?
Technically speaking, you were only dying.
Right.
And unconscious.
Yeah. Almost died twice.
And probably, very likely you're still on fire.
Unbeknownst to the rest of the party, they know that he had signed some kind of compact with an evil being to gain this power. He signed a deal with a devil who basically offered me the same deal. And Autocree and I had no idea if we were going to accept it. It was this close. And I'm kind of regretting it. And, I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up at a future point. But I turned him down. I turned down godlike power. And we defeated the Phoenix, who had a rift in his body, which is where a lot of, I'm guessing, contact was made or whatnot. And Mira did a wonderful side tackle, booping the rift
WWF style, man.
and closing it. And we presented his head to I keep forgetting his name now. Starts with a D. Doltor. And so he made a speech and said, he'd like to see us when we're rested.
Or
And-
when we're ready.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we're headed next, right? After we finish
Yep.
like slapping mud on you, aren't you?
Lay
Yes,
hands
I-
on yourself.
I did leave myself on fire because it looked really cool, but it hurt.
And I love Starla's reminder afterwards. You could have just faked that with thaumaturgy,
Yeah.
but it was pretty badass still.
So we did leave you guys still there in that little improvised arena that the hobgoblins had built in their little war camp. This is only moments after the completion of that battle, and Doltur has left, and the hobgoblins are still like there was some cheering initially, but then as Doltur left, they all went like super quiet and seemed to just walk away. Like, so it's super quiet around right now, and so you don't.
Spans of gnats, yeah.
Well, you don't know what they're up to. But while you're actually standing there, considering this, Nira, you suddenly feel in your mind, you hear Melicanth's voice saying, "The stolen moment has suddenly energized. Were you able to close a rift?"
Yes? Like, do I have to think this? Is this an out loud thing? I don't know.
Yeah, well, you can kind of this because you have the sending spell, right? Correct.
Right.
That's like one of the spells you can. That's what's happening here.
Oh, okay. So I can just think back to her,
Yeah,
like Flash Gordon.
you recognize it because it's one of the spells that you know.
Right. Okay, so I will think back to her. Yes, we located one within the Hobgoblin army camp. It's a long story, and we are happy to explain, possibly on our return.
There's no reply, but you also know that the one casting of the spell is one message each way. All right.
All right.
Cool.
So it's dark. The torches
Right, so stop.
the torches around the arena are still lit, but it's it's dark beyond and oddly quiet now, given how much kind of shouting and cheering there was just a moment ago, and the heat of combat and all of that.
Well, shall we go meet with Doltor then? Or do we want to hang out with the head for a little while longer? Like,
Nah. I'm done with that.
Okay, yeah. Just leaving the body where it is and all that.
Loot the body, loot the body.
Yeah, he might have something
wait, is
interesting.
there a body left? Because did it like burn away with the?
No,
fissure?
the rift disappeared from its chest, but the body did not was not destroyed. So it's headless now.
Well, I'm not squeamish. I'll go rifle around in his pockets, see if he's
Yeah.
got anything good.
Look for his chain.
You don't actually find anything like in his pockets or anything, but he does. There is still that staff he had. That just visually, it looks like it should be like sticky, dripping with tar. That's what
Right.
it looks like, but it feels. I mean, it's got mud on it, but otherwise, it feels dry to the touch and firm.
I don't
even
think
though
I want that.
Hmm.
But do we want anybody else having it? Is the
That's my concern. Plus, it's just interesting to see if there's anything else like tied to it. Maybe take it to Melicanth.
possibly? Will it fit in the bag of holding?
It will.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, bag it.
All right.
Bag it.
Okay.
Wait, do we
So
have
now-
the bag, or is it like in the tent, or?
Well,
I
guess
carry
that's
it
the
everywhere that unless you tell me I can't. I assume I've always got it.
Well, yeah. So you would have, come from this tent that they prepared for you. So you guys tell me if you would have brought your, your pack and everything.
Yes,
that you wouldn't
I
have.
don't think I would have
fought
left it sitting there. Like,
Yeah,
not
Yeah.
I've been toting it this long. I just naturally carry it with me, man.
Okay.
I'm the mom. I'll
You're
carry the
used to
bag.
all right, stick in bag. Done.
Done.
All right. So, so now what?
So we'll head towards Daltor's
All right.
tent.
You're not on fire anymore, right, Chooch?
No,
Kind of.
I am
been
muddy.
So you make your way across the one little bridge of land that didn't have the trench that was surrounding the rest of the arena area, and you make your way back to the command tent. It's not that far, and it's pretty obvious you can see it. And what you can see is that there is actually a fair amount of activity of the hobgoblins moving around and starting to like strike their tents and stuff like that, but they're doing it silently. Like they're not talking to each other while they do it. So you make your way to the command tent and enter, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Are there
Right.
guards outside that would like open the flaps or announce us or anything? Or don't they
I
just,
mean,
like barge in.
Several hobgoblins see you as you make your way there, but they don't say anything. There's some nods of respect, but that's it.
I guess just go in then, right?
So you enter the tent and you see Doltur standing there, still in his armor, kind of looking down at a table that's got various maps on it. And he looks up at you and says, "Good. Have you finished whatever rituals you find necessary?"
I have.
I suppose.
Good. So, as I told the Legion, we are planning to return to our lands. However, what power do you have to negotiate on behalf of the humans and halflings of these lands?
Ooh.
I don't believe we really have any authority in that regard.
We could serve as go-betweens at the most.
Very well.
We have good relations with Villanocta, but
So, then I would ask that you pass on this message to any of those who would pursue us. We will return to our lands as dictated by our borders under the most recent treaty, and we will do so without further violence so long as we are not attacked. If we are attacked, we will defend ourselves and consider this agreement null. However, we do intend to keep the spoils that we have claimed thus far.
I don't feel like they are wanting to start any new wars. I think if that was your plan, I don't foresee them pursuing, but again, can really only pass messages and give you my general feeling on the situation.
Understood. I would clarify, because I know that your peoples tend to be resistant to the idea of people as spoils, that if I do not allow my men to keep the spoils they have claimed so far, they will resist. And there are already those who were loyal to the Hatching Phoenix and may break away from the Legion as a result. More will do so if they are denied what they have claimed.
So when you say spoils, you're talking about humans, halflings.
Goods and captives.
Okay.
Is there any way that outside of your knowledge something could be done to, I don't know, say those captives just went missing?
They would. I
It's entirely likely that you keeping human captives and taking them with you as spoils is not going to be okay with the king and all of them.
Yeah, I don't think the Baron would appreciate that.
And again, we're just relaying a message, but that's
Mhm.
what our understanding is, that they won't really be happy about that.
I understand this. However, my people would not be happy with letting them free. And the more my people are unhappy, the more of them will choose to make their own way and perhaps claim more. If I can keep them happy, they will return to me, with me, to our lands.
Well,
Mm.
I suppose it's a good of the many over the good of a few.
Yep.
We are not in a position to stop you, the three of us.
I respect your position. I understand that you are seeking the best for all of your people. I do the same for mine. I thank you for your assistance in ridding us of a dishonorable leader. Clearly, he was tainted by dark magics. I believe that the world would have fallen to chaos had he had his way.
Yeah.
So, since you're feeling appreciative for our help, would there be any way you might consider giving over some of the captives as a reward?
How many?
How many do you have?
I suppose that's the bigger question.
Half.
Half.
Of how many?
We've claimed 2 small villages worth. We have perhaps 8 dozens. Half is quite a bit. Those people could be put to work on our farms.
Do you have any children among the captives?
There are some.
I would negotiate for them first. And if they are too young to be on their own, possibly a parent.
It may go far with Villanocta and not giving you problems leaving. It might.
Children certainly aren't good for farming.
Nope.
Very well. I will allow the release of the captives younger than 10. I believe there are at least perhaps 9 or 10 such children. I will release them. I hope that that will send a message that we are reasonable and can be dealt with. And perhaps if the people of these lands wish their other captives returned, they can approach us with a reasonable offer.
That seems like a fair deal. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you planning to be on your way?
Well, it seems that all of the tents are being struck as we speak, and looks like you'll
Yes.
be moving off. So I
We will
expect-
move the Legion quickly. We do not wish to be in this indefensible position any longer than is necessary, given that the military of these lands are surely mobilizing to the threat. We will send our outriders with messages to alert them of our withdrawal. However, we do not wish to be caught by a flanking position.
Understood. Well, I think it would probably be in everyone's best interest if we went as quickly as we could back to Villanocta.
Indeed.
Very well. Your horses and wagon have been well cared for. I will see that they are prepared for you, along with the children that you have requested.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You fought with honor. You marched in when others, lesser warriors, might have fled. I do salute your bravery. And
As
then
I
he
do
looks-
yours.
He kind of nods like, yeah, I know. He looks back down at the maps like he's done.
I would certainly count you as an ally. I would make a request.
Hmm?
Well, part of the corruption of the Hatching Phoenix was this rift that was created about 100 years ago. And we are on a mission to find these sorts of disturbances and to heal them, to close them, to stop this sort of evil from leaking out. And I would only ask that as your travels happen, if you come across these sorts of things, if you could get a message to us, I suppose via Villanocta, of such a thing, so we can address it as quickly as possible.
That does seem a worthy mission. If my people learn of any such rifts, we will send word.
Thank you.
Thank you. So turn around and go.
All right.
All right. So as you exit the tent, one of the other hobgoblins that had been standing by, goes in after you, and you hear them speaking to each other in low voices, and then he hustles back out and seems to be off getting ready the things that you asked for.
Cool.
So
It's a good thing we took her up on that wagon, isn't it?
Right. Throw them babies on it.
yeah.
I wish there
So-
was more we could do, but
Yeah. Well, overall, a good night.
nobody died.
Killed a hobgoblin, healed a fisher, saved 10 kids. Yeah, good night.
I guess we could do a short rest as we wait for this stuff. And
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
I'm still down a bit.
Yeah. Do you guys want to roll your hit dice or?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't
think
think I
Archie's
took
the only
any
one that-
damage.
Yeah. Well, he was the one on the front lines.
Yeah.
You guys, well, I mean, you guys played it right. You used tactics.
Oh, darn, he went down. Bring him alive again. Throw him back at the fire. Put more batteries in.
I'm still kind of disappointed I didn't get to use Slate Storm because I want to see. I want to hear what that would have looked like.
I'm only down.
Yeah.
And the 2 hit dice, and I'm only down 1 hit point.
Okay.
I can pop a good berry. Yeah, it's
And
been
you
less than
have one.
24 hours.
Yeah, it's been like, yeah, you're good.
Oh, I was gonna ask, what is our next What is level 6?
I can look it up. I don't have it right
Well,
handy.
that's fine. It just occurred to me.
Yeah, I don't have the
That's fine.
book at hand. It's a little ways off though. Yeah, still, you're not right there. But so as you guys are hanging out, you found a spot to chill amongst, the weapon racks and other assorted boxes and barrels of supplies and so on that they have, and you watch the very efficient work of the hobgoblins as they strike their camp. All of the little fortifications and so on that they built, they pretty much leave in place because those were all taken from nearby, resources and so on. But all of their tents, they're packing up, loading up their mounts, and
They
they're
conceivably sally up to a weapon rack and set the +1 sword and its scabbard in it.
So make a stealth roll. Or if you're trying to do it in secret, I imagine that's kind of the way you said it.
Oh, it's only 11.
Okay.
I'm wearing plate mail.
Well, so you get the impression that, like, if people were paying attention to you, they might notice that you're doing something a little sketchy, but people are busy and they're not really paying attention to you. So you kind of sidle up to the weapon rack without having really attracted any attention. And as you kind of start reaching to put the sword there, you're just like, but it's just such a cool sword. It seems like such a waste. No, you can't just put it on some hobgoblin weapon rack. You're gonna let such an awesome sword be held by a hobgoblin? No, that's
felt too good. I felt too good. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head back.
Slap his wrist, Nira.
I'm gonna have to pry it from his cold, dead fingers. Like, probably literally. What are you doing, Archie?
I was just looking at the weapons there, seeing what they got. I thought maybe they could use this sword, since it killed the hatching phoenix. It did such a good job, but
Why?
nah, I gotta keep it.
Why are you trying to give the hobgoblins weapons?
Well, I think there may be something wrong with this sword. Like, I really couldn't put it down. And in the middle of the battle, I couldn't heal myself because I felt compelled, I think by the sword, to continue doing anything I could to just chop and damage.
Well, that's problematic. I mean, we can talk to Melicans when we get back to Bill Nocta. She might have advice if you really want to get rid of it.
But it is a great sword. I mean, it's really effective. It just
It's
fits
super
really
effective.
great.
It is. It feels like it's made for your hand. The weight for it's just very satisfying just to
Great
hold it.
balance.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel too bad about it.
Uh-huh.
So in the meantime, you do hear a little bit more activity. The hobgoblins do seem to be. You realize now that you've watched them for a while that they are occasionally speaking in very low voices to each other, but there seems to be something just about what, for some reason, they have all decided to be super quiet right now.
I can't. Are they like speaking Goblin? Can I catch any of it?
They are speaking Goblin to each other. If you want to make a perception roll, you can try to see if you overhear some of it.
I will give it a shot. Well, let's see. 16. 16.
Okay. Yeah, you catch some of it, but it seems to be it's just really basic logistics of the sort of communication you have to do as they pack up the camp.
Okay.
But they're being really disciplined about it. Everybody is kind of like there's without they're all doing it. There's not one, one guy who's ruining it for everybody. But you do actually eventually start hearing some voices and some crying, and then you hear the wagon approaching. The horses are pulling it, and it's led by some hobgoblins. And in the wagon, you see that there are in fact 11 children, ranging in ages from like maybe 3 to probably 10. And they look scared. They're not sure what's happening.
They're on the cart
Yeah,
already?
they're in the wagon. Yeah, in the back of the
Okay.
wagon.
Is there room for me to get in there?
Yeah.
For me to get in the wagon? So I'm going to walk up and say hi, and I'm just going to get in real carefully and sit on the edge. And then I'm going to cast Conjure Animals, and I'm going to conjure 8 kittens. And I'm going to instruct them to be loving and sweet. And I'm just going to kind of pass them around to the kids.
Well, they were really not sure what was going on, but you obviously are a lot less scary looking than the hobgoblins are. And then you conjured kittens out of thin air. That's amazing. And the kittens are adorable. And so basically all of the younger kids are pretty much just delighted. They're sniffling still a little bit, but they're very happy with the kittens. And only like one of the older girls is still just a little concerned, and she just looks at you and says, What's going to happen to us?
We're going to take you back to Villanocta, and we're going to get some help for you. We're going to get you fed and get you warm and clothed and ask you a bunch of questions about what happened and try and help you as best we can.
Okay. What about our parents?
What's your name?
Esther.
Esther, we're going to do everything we can to get your parents back. I promise.
Okay.
Girl, you're going to make me cry on this damn thing.
You wanted the kids.
True.
All right. But yeah, so the kittens went a long way towards calming these kids down, though. So the wagon has prepared. All of your stuff has been, no one is bothering you, and the hobgoblins basically just hand off the wagon, like, all right, we're done, and then they just leave. There's not another word.
All right.
Load up.
Okay.
Yep. Archie, we're in the front then, I guess. Or
Sure.
is one person on a horse? Because
Well, so right
John had
now
2 horses,
you
right?
have you have 3 horses that the wagon can be pulled by 2.
Right.
And that's what you came in with.
Yeah.
And you were kind of
And we
rotating
were swapping them out. Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Right. Do you want to ride or do you want to drive?
I'll drive.
All right. I can scout ahead, I guess, as we go. A little bit.
Makes sense.
So as you make your way down this path that's been kind of tread into the ground by lots of hobgoblin feet and various mounts and so on, you make your way out of the hobgoblin camp, and once you've passed their torches and so on, it's very dark because it's still the middle of the night. But you make your way back out into it's an open grassland with a little bit of forest in the distance. There's some moon, I'm trying to remember what I said the moon was last time. I think I said it was a new moon, right? Yeah. So it's pretty dark out right now, but you're making your way. I think Nira and Archie have night dark
Yeah,
vision.
dark vision.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so you can make your way, although the horses can't see as well, and there's
Mhm.
not really a good road right here.
Yeah, and I don't have my I don't have any light spells equipped. So,
Mhm.
Well, I can
uh,
cast Produce Flame.
yeah,
Mhm.
that might be a. Is that a cantrip? You're not
Yep.
going to
Yeah.
waste any. Okay.
Yep, it's a cantrip.
Can
Mhm.
you maybe make us each a torch?
As long as we have torch supplies, I can make the fire and I can light stuff with it. So yeah, yeah, light torches. Yeah, I've got plenty of time to do that last 10 minutes. So we can
Yeah.
light the torches with it, and long
Oh, it
before
only
that, I'm
lasts 10
assuming.
It only lasts
I-
10 minutes.
Well, I think that once we light the torches, though, I mean, does that fire stay
Yeah.
on, or does that burn out in 10 minutes?
Torches run for a while.
Oh, I just Paulette just let me know that the video wasn't shifting, and I've now fixed the problem. Thank you, Paulette, in the chat.
Right on. So yeah, torches will stay lit for a while.
Okay. Then I guess I'm going to wrestle around in the bushes and get some branches and
I've
do
got
whatever you
torches.
do. Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Guess I don't know how to make them, but I'll fake it.
How far do
got-
we want to
I've
go
got
before
10
we stop
torches.
for the night?
Um,
Because, well, I mean, I guess it'll probably be morning in a few hours.
man, we can't. I mean, we won't get the benefits of a long rest again, but
Right.
it doesn't
And we-
mean we shouldn't stop for the kids. But if they're in the wagon, that should be okay.
I'm sure they're just going to sleep.
Yeah, so
And-
we'll,
and I
we'll
can-
go as long as
Some
we
of the
can.
little ones are already tuckered out.
Yeah. So, I would also like to cast Goodberry, and then, because that gives me 10 fresh Goodberries, and I can hand those to the kids and
Mhm.
give the 11th one of the ones that I made from before in the day. That way they've all got something to hold them.
Sure. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, they were hungry.
Yep.
And they think it's really cool that just the one berry is like what
good
do the
enough.
what do the berries look like?
They're little and they're purple.
Ooh, little purple berries.
Hmm.
I don't know why suddenly that sounded weird to say it like that.
I
Little
thought, well, it
purple
just,
berries.
those were the only thing, that was the only color I could think of that there weren't normally berries that color.
Oh, sure. No, that's cool.
I mean, like grapes?
Are those berries?
Well, they're not technically berries, but
Are there even grapes in Psychoman? Are there grapes in goddamn D&D?
All right, let's stop the adventure and everybody
know there's
get on Google
wine.
to find out if grapes are berries.
I know there's
And if
wine,
good berries
so
are
there has to be
purple because they're
grapes.
sheesh, tough room.
All right.
just saying.
So
Riding as
also
far as we
just-
can.
all right. So just as a note to the kittens will last an hour.
Okay. That's cool. The shiner will have worn off by then anyways.
Yeah.
So how far were we from Villa Nocta?
Well, so
Like if we keep
you left midday and then slept for the night and then rode most of the next day.
Okay.
So you're probably a day's ride.
Okay.
So it was stop for lunch?
That good berries were lunch
Yeah.
unless we're gonna hunt. I
Well,
mean,
no,
how many
it's the middle of the night right now.
So-
It's-
Well, we're gonna have to rest the horses too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the horses were just standing around in there
I mean,
while
we
you
could-
guys had your long rest.
We could hunt as we go, and then tomorrow night, and then we'll probably get to Villanocta tomorrow morning sometime.
Mhm.
So
Sounds good.
okay. So traveling. Who knows a good traveling song?
The wheels on the wagon go round.
We could turn to J.R.R. Tolkien. He's got a lot of traveling songs.
Yeah.
So are you just riding through the night then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd rather keep the kids on the wagon and stop for potty breaks as needed rather than take them out and try and make a camp
Mhm.
and all that.
Are you trying to just follow back the same route that you took to get here, or are you doing any other
I
type
guess,
of?
main roads as much as
No.
possible to
Yeah.
avoid any confrontations as we
Yeah.
can.
Well,
Yeah.
you kind of left where there were any real roads when you met up with the Hobgoblin Outriders. So you have a little ways to go before you're really on any significant road. But once, if you just follow back the way you came, though, you'll come to the road that you were on before.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Exactly.
All right. So you guys are, riding through the night, and the kids are, occasionally talking quietly to each other, but mostly a lot of them go to sleep. They've had a big day, obviously. But now with their bellies magically full and their hearts magically warmed from kittens, magic kittens. You guys are making your way through, and so eventually you see the sun rising in the east as you're making your way, and you're just about at the road at that point. And if you're just continuing on, then we'll just continue. We're
Yeah, we'll ride on till noon.
you have to make a couple of potty break stops,
Mhm.
and including some where it's like, okay, well, you stopped and 3 of the kids went, and then 10 minutes later 2 more
As
of the
they
kids
do.
need to go.
We forgot the jar, you guys.
Um, the kids, now that it's light and they have kind of a better look at you, they're kind of like awestruck, like they're kind of surprised, like they don't really know what to expect from you, but you guys obviously have saved them from all these hobgoblins and you're helping them, and so they're happy, but they're kind of a little overwhelmed. But you make your way, you continue to ride. You're swapping out the horses every so often, and before too much longer, you're getting into maybe towards noon, and you see Villanocta in the distance.
Ah.
You just and then you actually you see a rider on a horse approaching your direction from Villanocta. And as they get a little closer, you realize that they were actually already closer than you thought, because it is in fact a halfling on a small horse.
Oh, is this our friend?
And
What's her name?
Dree?
Andri, yeah.
Andri, yeah.
And it turns out it is in fact her, and she rides up, and once she gets close enough to, like, she's already like greeting you like, I can't believe it's you, and then she sees a wagon full of kids and she's like,
Big damn heroes.
Busy couple of days.
so what happened? I just, like, as soon as you guys left, I just felt like I should have gone with you, but you're back. What happened?
Oh, it's a long story.
Well,
I don't know that
we
wanna
defeated the Hatching Phoenix and sent the Hobgoblin army on their way back to their homelands. And we were able to rescue some of the children from the pillaged villages.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, we'd gotten some reports from some of our scouts that the hobgoblins were retreating, and I I had no idea, but I just like I regret that I didn't come with you. I didn't have the faith
probably
in your-
better. It's probably better you didn't.
It was
Not,
really
not really a fun trip.
no.
Well,
It was pretty dicey there, and it was almost really dire, and you know. But we really
That's
appreciate
dangerous.
that. I mean, we really appreciate that because we know we get ourselves into trouble, and for somebody to want to help us, it's
Yeah.
pretty
Well,
rare.
We do need to speak with the Baron as soon as possible, though.
Of course. We'll take you right to him. I just want to say though that before you left, you asked if when you came back, you asked if I would still be willing to be your guide, and if you would still have me, I would be happy to.
Wonderful.
You're most welcome company.
And she actually, her eyes get a little teary.
Aw.
All right. Well, wonderful news. Then we've got children, refugees to settle, and we'll get you to the Baron. Follow me. And she, turns around and leads you on your way. And she almost realizes a little bit belatedly that you guys are still kind of bopping along at the wagon pace, and she's like, "Oh, right. Do you want me to ride ahead? I'll tell them that you're coming, or
That would be
can
great.
stay with you.
Then
Whatever you. Okay,
just
I'll
stay
ride
in-
ahead.
Which gate are you going to? We'll meet
We
you
can
there.
the northwest gate is the closest. I think we can do that.
Sounds good.
Great.
Meet
Please
you
make
there.
please make sure that we've got a bunch of scared little kids, so some food and stuff like that would be really appreciated if it's waiting for them.
Of course.
Thank you,
And,
Andrew.
Thank you. You saved the city. So she turns and rides off in the direction of the horse, or in the direction of the city, going faster than you guys.
She's so cute when she's being a fangirl. It's adorable.
She's very brave.
All right. So you're
Well,
continuing to make your way.
Yeah, a bit tired, but I think we can see it. Let's just ride on.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you make your way to. You're heading towards the northwest gate because that's kind of the side that you were on, and as you get closer, you know that this wasn't sort of the primary concentration, of what would be Paper Town. It's more on the south side of the city, but there were some, settlements there too. Some of the same kinds of tent settlements, and you can see that there is a lot of, stuff that had been packed away. But there's also a lot of people milling around, like they had run, but now they're maybe back and they're not sure what's happening. But so as you're riding up, though, they all cheer and applaud. They seem to have been
Aw.
told what you guys did.
Aww.
And so they're cheering for you. And as you approach, the portcullis gates are open. There are still guards there who are making sure that the wrong people don't just walk in.
Right.
But as you go in there, you discover Andri there. She is waiting for you, and there's like a dozen men and women there with like blankets, and they have another wagon, like, and they have some baskets of food, and they're ready to, take the children off your hands.
All right.
Right, you all behave now.
And they nod. There's lots of hugs.
You know there are. Damn it.
So these these, the caregivers. I'm trying to search for a word there. Yeah, they accept the children, and so Andre's there, and she has her horses. Says, "Are you ready to head to the palace?"
Straight away, please. I'm a little exhausted.
Yeah.
Well, and do you want to keep pulling the wagon at this point, or you could
No.
probably
Yeah, I
leave
think
the
we're done
wagon?
with it.
All right.
Andrew, is there someone that could possibly return this to Paper Town?
Of course. And she speaks with one of the guards at the gate, and he nods.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's on loan from Madrigal. Thank you.
And Andrew says, "Yeah, I remember."
Oh yeah. I'll make sure it gets to the right place.
Right. I don't want to get to be dropping names or anything in public, but go ahead, Archie.
All those flames just kind of lowered his, paranoia a little bit.
He does not care anymore.
Yeah. So you guys ride to the palace, and the last time you rode through the city, you were getting kind of a wide variety of reactions, and some of them were not so nice. And now, not everybody seems to know who you are necessarily, but the recognition looks you're getting cheers and applause as you ride through the city.
Right on.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Shoulders back, chin up, like a high elf would.
And so as you make your way through the city, you're crossing to the little island in the river that the palace is on from the other direction, compared to the way that you've gone there before. But it still, looks pretty good. The stone of the palace in the afternoon sun. And as you cross over the bridge, there's a delegation, a formal delegation there waiting for you, and the Baron and Melicanth, and basically looks like the whole council is actually there to greet you, and so.
Wow.
They're waiting for you. Are you just riding on up?
Yeah. Right up,
Should probably
dismount.
dismount and walk up. Yeah. We're looking down on them from up on top of horses. We took care of it.
Walk up in front of them.
Walk up.
Give a nod.
Yes. The Baron says, "My scouts have informed me that the hobgoblins are retreating."
Correct.
I thought you were running away from the hobgoblins. What did you do?
Change
We
of
had a
heart.
change of heart.
Your brain now. What is this?
We realized they wanted us, and luring them away was not a guarantee, so we should meet them head on.
Well, that is something that I would have called foolish, and yet how can I argue with the results?
Well, there's a bit more to the situation than what we knew when we originally left. And we were happy to tell you about it, maybe not in such a public space.
Of course. In fact, I'm sure that General Kendall will want a full debrief with you. Any information you are able to provide to us, the direction that they're retreating, any of that information. Did they take captives? I understood you returned with some children.
We did,
Yes.
and that's actually one of the concessions that they've asked for. They are retreating to back to their lands. They will cause no more violence and destruction on their way. However, the new commander of the Hobgoblin Horde was very clear that his followers would maybe not be followers if they weren't allowed to keep what they'd won so to speak, they are open to negotiation for the return of those captives. But they are hoping to avoid any more confrontation, either with our armies or...
Yes. Well, I expect that that is a negotiation that our Tashmian neighbors will need to make, given that the captives would have been taken from their territory. What do you say, Bodhi? Are you thinking that the Tsar is still looking to renegotiate our agreement now? And the Tashmian ambassador is kind of looking a little bit, there's a little bit of a grimace going, well, you know, these things happen, but certainly you've got some impressive champions here in Villanocta, and that you have rescued some of our citizens from hobgoblin captivity. It's a debt that the Tashmian nation owes to you as well.
No, we negotiated for as many as we could, but as it was the best that we could do in the circumstances. So I just please make sure that they're well taken care of.
Of course.
So I walk up and I reach in to the bag of holding and I pull out a handful of gold coins, my gold coins, nobody else's, and I give them to the Baron and ask him to use it for the children because they're scared and they've lost their families and they need to know that their at least physical needs are going to be met and that they're comfortable, and to please make sure that people that are really going to look out for their best interests are going to be the ones that they're put with. They're very scared.
He accepts the gold initially, but he also just says, I assure you, they will receive the best of care. This is not necessary.
Thank you.
All right. So you see Melicanth, who has not been, she's been kind of standing in the background, but once you catch her eye, she's kind of giving you a look like we're going to talk some more later.
Yep.
Yep. So if it isn't too much trouble, we've had a very long couple of days and could really use some sleep and a hot meal.
Yes, well, we had been preparing a feast of celebration for the retreat of the hobgoblins. Are you up for that, or?
Yes.
Well, substitute sleep for ale, and I'm good to go.
That's my girl.
Very well then. Your rooms in the palace are waiting for you, and we'll be planning festivities for later tonight.
Fantastic.
That sounds perfect.
Great.
All right. And so the are you heading for your rooms to drop off stuff and
Yeah.
sundry and
Yes.
Take a bath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
need a bath. Ugh. I mean, he's covered in mud. He really
I
needs
was
a
like
bath.
a tiefling, yeah. He's got magmin and God knows what on him.
Yeah, hobgoblin guts all over him. I'm terrified, those little kids, man.
Yes, children. One to wagon.
Yeah, that's why the kittens were necessary before they saw the tiefling.
All right. So are you're making your way to your rooms and getting
Yeah.
all cleaned up and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point you each get a little envelope slipped under your respective doors. Are you each kind of in your own room? You're doing your own thing at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you each get a little envelope under your door, and I'll assume that you they all say the same thing. So I'll whether you guys tell each other that you also got one or not.
Mhm.
But basically, it's just a brief little card, much like the one that you got in the library, that just says, "Good work. I'm glad I was able to be of some help. Let me know if you need any work, M."
Yeah. Thanks for the wagon.
Cool.
Cool.
I just realized that Madrigal and Melicanth both start with M. So,
I think we probably know.
yeah, because Madrigal is not going to leave you a card. She's just going to show up.
Right.
Speaking of which, she waits until you have come out of your rooms. But if you are you doing anything else before?
I'm resetting some spells. We won't talk about that though.
All right. So are you guys wanting this to be kind of like the equivalent of the long rest?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
That's
so.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Oh, I need to say because I haven't slept, I haven't stopped, so I need to say my little thing.
Sure.
I need to give Rushama an update.
Dear diary.
Mhm.
No,
Alright,
he
so-
helped us. Yeah. He
Yeah,
helped us.
yeah.
Throw him some thanks.
He did us a solid. So, all right. So I'm going to sit and I'm going to do my thing, center myself. Rushama, your humble servant comes before you with an offering of knowledge and of thanks. As you probably know, because you know so much, we were successful in the defeat of the hatching phoenix. He had within himself one of the fissures, and we closed it after we defeated him. So I do thank you for your assistance in the information you provided on him. It was helpful and potentially key in defeating him. So we will be hopefully continuing on our journey to close more of these fissures in the near future. But for now, we are going to relax and enjoy this victory.
As you finish the sort of prayer, you feel the coming on of this connection that you feel sometimes, but it suddenly kind of takes this slightly different turn, and you feel yourself experiencing the vision that you had when you closed the fissure again. You're back in that cave, and you're seeing like this portal ceremony again from the perspective of the portal. And when you look over to where you guys were standing when it happened, you see your party, except instead of seeing yourself with them, you see that weird person-shaped hole in space that you last saw when you astral projected to the Beastlands. And it's not moving, it's just standing there, but it's, while everything else is still, it's flickering through all of these different visions like before.
Ooh.
Oh, what is that?
And then your vision seems to zoom straight up into the sky, like you're going upward, and it's dark because you're going through rock and darkness and cavern and everything. And then you emerge into the sky and look down, and you are above Mount Rushama. And then you come back to yourself.
What was that? Okay, so I freak out a little bit, and I'm going to go find Archie and Amethyst.
What? What happened?
So I was doing the cleric thing, and and I I had this. So when I closed the fissure, Archie, when you closed the fissure the first time, see, he did the first one, right? Trying to remember.
He did the one in Urania, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Did you experience something like a flashback in time, but from a different perspective that wasn't yours? Did something like that happen to you? Did it? Because I don't remember. I think so.
Yeah. I don't know if it did.
I'm
don't
trying
think it
to
did.
remember. I think that I'm trying to remember exactly what detail we have. Certainly, it wasn't anything on the level that you had,
Mhm.
Nira. I think I said that there was like maybe a flash of something, but that's all.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
no, yeah, nothing
I'm
significant.
going to blurt out everything that Christiana just said about the whole under Mount Rishama and with the vision and being in the portal and the weird astral body that wasn't really a body and all of that stuff. So I blurt all of this out really super fast because clearly I'm very excited and weirded out. And
Wow.
wow, that's it. Wow.
So Archie, you didn't experience anything at all, or
Not like that, no. That is that. Wow.
I think I need to. We need to talk to Melicanth, but specifically, I need to talk to Melicanth. I mean, she was there. I mean, I didn't. I mean, I assumed that when we had gone back in time before we fought Zorath, that it was in the same place, but maybe not. I don't know what to make of this. We have to. I need to.
when we did the astral plane travel before, was it with the Archdruid? He might be
Yeah.
someone to talk to as well.
Well, it didn't seem like he knew what that was.
Right.
So,
True.
which he might have been able to gather more information since then. But I think for immediate knowledge, I think Melicanth might be. Well, I mean, we have to talk to her anyway about these fissures, but
Absolutely.
specifically for what I saw, she might know something more.
Yeah. So let's find Melicanth.
Yeah.
Yep.
She so are you heading for her tower?
Yes.
Okay. Are you guys like armored up with your gear, or were you putting on party clothes, or what?
Yeah, I was gonna go casual.
Well,
You're
I'm not going to
wearing
wear
your
a
new
dress
full
or anything.
plate armor?
I'm not going to wear a dress or anything, but if they've got something fancier, I'm not going to turn it down.
I'm just trying to help paint the mental picture, right?
Yeah, I've just got my traveling clothes.
Okay.
Yeah. Amethyst doesn't have any fancy gear.
All right. So you guys make your way to Melicanth's tower. You know pretty well where it is by this point. You make your way up, and you arrive at at the top of the stairs. There's the enchanted door to her chamber, and it's currently closed, but you could not.
Even enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melicanth.
Yes. And it swings open, and you see her across the room, kind of standing at her desk, looking down at. She's got something rolled out, like spread out on the desk, but she looks up at you and says, "Ah, good. I was hoping to speak with you before the feast. We have much to discuss."
Oh, you have no idea.
Really? Well, perhaps we can start with why the plan changed. It clearly was effective, but you just walked right into the hobgoblin camp.
We as we were on our way out, we were intercepted by Madrigal, and she gave us information. She had a hobgoblin that had been kicked out of the hobgoblin army for being a dissenter of the Hatching Phoenix, and he gave us a little bit of information and said, let us know that the whole goal was that the hatching phoenix wanted to face us in combat, just like him on the four of us, although it wasn't, we're obviously missing one, but so knowing that, we decided to take the chance rather than drag an army across the countryside.
Well,
Also, she didn't give us much of a choice.
well, I might have advised against it had I been there, but I suppose I would have been wrong to do so.
Hmm.
Just as a brief additional note, when you guys were getting dressed in your casual duds, Archie, you decided
Mhm.
it's pretty cool for a noble to carry a sword with him, right?
It's only natural. Yeah.
No one's
Could
gonna
not
bat
leave
an
it
eye. You
behind.
guys are the heroes,
Yeah.
right? You're like,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
No one's gonna question it. It's fine.
Yeah, and if I don't have it with me, somebody might steal it or something.
Right? Yeah. Got to be careful. It's a cool sword. Anyway, so Melicanth is just she's kind of eager here. She's saying, I knew as soon as you had done it, because here, let me show you. It's currently just disguised because as we discussed, I have to keep it on this plane of existence. And she reaches over to what looks like empty space and then pulls off what just looks like you know how you put a blanket over a birdcage.
Mm-hmm.
It looks kind of like that she just
Right.
pulls off this invisible blanket, and you see that the stolen moment is there in its box, but with the lid open, and you see it's definitely glowing brighter now. It's significant. And she says, it happened immediately, and as soon as I noticed it, I felt it. I felt the ripple of the magic. I've been focused on it so much. I was attuned to it, I suppose. And I as soon as you closed the fissure, I knew that must be what had happened, and the energy is now in the stolen moment, just as we suspected, just
Right,
as I
so-
theorized.
So about that, when you originally messed up time, where were you?
The
Where was that ritual taking place?
the caverns were deep beneath the southern mountains.
Any specific mountain?
Well, we traveled very far in the caverns, but I would imagine that a good portion of the cavern network was under the mountain of Rushama.
You seem nervous.
It's a painful memory.
Well, it can't. So here's the thing. A moment ago, well, okay, so back up. As I was stealing, I made contact with this particular fissure. It was actually within the chest of the hatching phoenix.
Within the
Within-
phoenix.
Yes.
Interesting.
Right. So we had a bit of a history with this particular hobgoblin, and he made a deal with the devil to get back at us. So
Through the fissure.
through the fissure.
Hi.
So, but that's not really the things that you say when you leave home. That's not the most interesting part of all of this.
Do go on.
As I was closing it, I had a vision of that time and place. Only it wasn't from the side of the portal that you and we were originally on.
From
The other side of the portal.
oh,
Even more disturbing. Um, a little bit ago, I was doing my daily meditations, and Rushama gave me a glimpse of something a little more that I'm not sure how to explain it. Well, it's two parts. In searching for amethysts past, we sought out the Archdruid and encountered a creature that no one could seem to explain. It seemed to be made of nothing but everything, almost as though it contained the universe, but it was very hungry. Moments ago in my room, I saw that creature again in the place. It was like I was reliving that vision from when I sealed the fissure, only where I had been standing before was that creature in its place, and it burst out of the mountain, and I was looking down on all of it, and I don't know what to make of this. But that it was Mount Rushama specifically. I know that mountain.
Yes, I have not had much dealings with the spirit of Rushama. We were so far underground, we did not encounter any manifestation of Rushama. If Rushama had a hand or knowledge of the events, there was no communication of it. I don't know anything of that nature. The being you describe, I can't say that it's familiar. There's so much about the stolen moment that is still mysterious. It was a hard-won artifact to begin with, and designed by magics that are beyond me, frankly, to achieve a certain purpose. And it did. It achieved that purpose, but at a cost, as you know. And everything that has happened since is well beyond my understanding. And it's been my hope that we can begin to put the puzzle together. But I don't have answers for you now.
When I say that this vision was incredibly disturbing to me, it is not made any easier by your admission that this is magic you did not understand and you used. That mountain is my home. And you...
The use of the stolen moment the way that we did is my life's biggest regret. So much ill has come of it. We sought to stop a great evil, but in doing so wreaked damage that we did not understand. I don't know what the right thing would have been to do, but my life's work since then has been to do my best to repair the damage.
Well, I suppose it's not you that's going to be repairing the damage, is it? It's us. And I will turn around and go. I'm done. Y'all stay if you want to.
Amethyst, Archie, are you following Nira out?
Not immediately. I'll watch it.
Okay.
Do you have a map for us of fissures?
She's looking a little shaken and kind of haunted right now, but she kind of says, yes, in fact, actually, when I felt the energy of the fissure closing proved the final key that allowed me to produce what we were discussing. So if you follow me over here, and she leads you over to the desk, and I'm actually going to switch perspectives here so you guys can see this. So she shows you this map here, and you see these. So what you see is that on this map that looks otherwise like an ordinary map, there are several little spots that are kind of just glowing with a soft purple light. You can
Okay.
see,
Mhm.
Gotcha.
see various locations here. And she says, there may be smaller fissures elsewhere, but these energy pulses reveal where the majority of the energy is coming through. And I believe that these are the locations of the largest fissures.
Thank you. And then I turn and I leave and I go follow Nira and I leave Archie to figure out the rest because that's all
so
I wanted to know.
you take the map with you?
I just leave. Like I said, I just leave and I leave it for Archie to sort out and I go to find Nira.
Okay.
Nira has gone to find the party to get drunk.
Amethyst suspects as much having been to conventions with Nira, so that's where Amethyst.
All right. Well, so before we follow them, do you have anything else with that here with the?
So, I'll look over the map and,
Mm-hmm.
wow, obviously this is a huge help. Yes, we'll just take on the closest one maybe, or,
So here I'm gonna just select here so we can kind of look at it, and she kind of goes over it. Says, well, the closest by distance, there's one over Lake Elamon to the south, which frankly explains some of the odd rumors we've had of that area of late. Trade has been disrupted there recently. But then also beyond the Lochtor Forest, it looks as though it might actually be in the Barrier Mountains. The dwarves, the Copperbeard dwarves have their domain in the tunnels, the mines under the Barrier Mountains. That seems to be the two that are the nearest. The one over here further to the west, in the mountains here of the Fairelth Forest, is the domain of the Teleranth Wood Elves. My people, before I left to join human society, they keep to themselves these days, but they would perhaps benefit from having a fissure in their territory be closed. The mountains are part of their innermost protected regions. They don't usually let outsiders get that far, but could perhaps persuade them. Here, south of there, these are salt flats. The land there is not good for growing, so there's not much civilization there, but there does seem to be another fissure. I am somewhat concerned to see that there's a large fissure in the middle of the Tashmian capital of Pashan.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to make of that, but there it is. And there one in the Pasham swamps as well. Those seem to be the large fissures in this region.
Is this map enchanted?
Yes, the lights that you see on it will, if you get closer to any of these, I believe that the light should narrow a bit, become a bit more specific. I don't think that it will ever be, you cannot use it precisely as a compass, but it should give you a more precise location if you can get closer, and the lights will remain on the map.
Okay. the hatching phoenix actually had a fissure in his chest.
Yes,
So
I was very surprised to
curious
hear
if-
it. My theory had been that these fissures, our plane of existence, if you could imagine it like a plate, and there are many other plates that could be stacked or spread out across a table, but each of them are distinct on their own.
Mm.
And I had thought that these fissures would be like cracks in a plate, meaning fixed at precise locations within the plane. So the idea that it could be within a living being and presumably move with that being is interesting. It means at least I need some slight refinements to my theories.
Just makes me fear a little more for the capital of Tajmia if it is another embedded evil.
Yes. Well, I think as you found in Durania, they can do damage whether they are in a person or fixed in place. They are open to any number of different things, in many cases evil, but there are many planes where there are beings different than our plane, but not necessarily evil. I don't know that all of the fissures necessarily lead to evil places, but regardless, they do damage to our plane as long as they exist, no matter where they lead. They must all be closed regardless.
Certainly. Okay.
As for your companions, they're not wrong. I accept the weight of my actions, and I do not intend this to be an excuse, but I have suffered more than you may guess as a result. And I would lift this burden from you if I could.
Appreciate that. Well, guess I will take the map.
All right.
Get to the festivity. Oh, I do have a somewhat personal matter.
Yes?
It appears we picked up, or I literally picked up, a cursed sword.
Oh.
It
Oh, dear.
It really likes me to wield it. So much that it clouds my mind, and I can think of nothing else in a battle. I was not able to heal myself.
May I see it?
I hope so. I will unsheath it and
Yeah. So
hold
you're holding it out. You can definitely hold it out, but and she doesn't move to like take it from you. And that actually you feel sort of a little bit of a relief because
right.
didn't kind of almost like you didn't really want to put that to the test, and it's a relief that, well, okay, I'm just going to hold it. It's fine. But she looks at it and she's like, just one moment. And she goes over and kind of goes through a shelf, pulls out a book, flips through some pages. Ah, yes. Well, I may be able to help. Let's see. Depending on the nature of the curse and how powerful it might be, let's try this. And she makes a couple of hand signs over the sword, and incants some magic syllables, and you feel like a tingle go over you, and all of a sudden the sword kind of just looks just kind of like an ordinary sword now. Like you're still holding the sword, and it's obviously the same sword, but somehow you just sort of feel like, why was this sword such a big deal? I don't get it. And she says,
Got a bad boy out.
yeah. So she says, "Can you give it to me now?"
Yeah, here.
And you're able to hand it off to her. She says, yes, good. Well, for your information, I was able to dispel the curse. It has not lifted the curse from the sword. It simply broke its present hold on you. If you were to reattune to this sword, it would once again cling to you. But there may be a way to remove the curse altogether. If you're willing to leave it with me, I can look and see if there's a way to break the curse on the sword altogether, and then perhaps it will still be useful as a sword, but without any unfortunate side effects.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, it is a really great sword. I mean,
yes, I do not have the spells to prepared presently that would be required, and
yes.
I think I would want your help in the attempt to banish the curse entirely, but that will have to wait for tomorrow.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm not in a hurry. I'm just glad to be rid of it.
I'm glad you brought this to me. I was happy. It's nice to be able to actually fix something for once.
Well, will we see you at the festivities?
Well, I suppose I will put in an appearance. The feasts are not really my preferred venue, but yes, I will see you there.
Excellent. Well, there's nothing else. We'll go prepare for it.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Tuck
All
away
right,
that
so-
map.
All right. So you've now got the map with those magic circles on it, and I'll email that to you guys for future reference.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in the meantime, so Nira was the first to leave. So let's follow what was Nira up to as she stomped down out of Malakant's tower.
So Nira, in her embroidered tunic thing with a vest and stuff, I don't know, probably a peplum or something, I don't know. She is blustering her way through the palace en route to, I guess, wherever the feast is being held. Hoping to find the nearest cup of ale she needs
right.
to drink.
Yeah, so you make your way to the. So you have a couple of options here, right? So there was the guest wing dining quarters where you guys had eaten meals previously. It's not the big fancy banquet hall, but they do have ale and wine there. The banquet is not actually scheduled to start for another hour officially, but they would definitely be setting up.
Right. Well, I will go to the guest dining hall then and order the
All right.
strongest thing that they have.
And the waiter just says, "Of course," and they bring you. It's It's a distilled whiskey of some kind.
All right. Bottoms up.
All right.
Another.
There's just a tiny bit more hesitant this time, but yes, of course. They bring you another one.
All right, I'm gonna go a little bit slower with this one, so
All right.
because I'm assuming Amethyst is gonna catch up anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, Amethyst, as you are leaving, not too far after Nira, but it seems like she kind of stormed down the stairs. Where would you have headed first?
I probably would have gone to her room first to see if
Yeah.
that's where she went. And
All right. So-
not knowing where the festivities would be, I probably would go to the guest hall, dining hall too.
Okay, so as you knocked on her door and got no answer, but as you made your way into that guest dining hall, you see Nira nursing a cup of something.
Right on. So I go and I just sit down next to her and ask her, "You okay?"
I am going to give her the side eye, and then finish drinking my drink.
And so I'm going to signal to whoever's walking around to bring me whatever she's got, like just a little point and a nod. Bring me her
All
drink.
right.
Bring a bottle of wine too, please. Be great.
Mhm.
Thanks.
So I'm just going to sit there while she gets drunk.
Red or white? Honey?
Mm.
We also have a nice chilled rosé.
Oh, red is the blood of my enemies, please.
I believe we have that. And yeah, so they bring you a bottle of wine. All right.
I am going to pour some for Amethyst and some for myself. A lot more for myself.
All right. Go ahead and make a constitution check.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, there she goes. One?
I rolled
Okay.
a one.
All right. So Nira, here's the deal. Like, you usually know what you can handle, right? But you've kind of been up for a while, and it's been a stressful couple of days, and your body is kind of running on fumes more than you realized. And really, all that you actually ate yesterday was a good berry.
That's
And,
true.
and while it technically satisfied you and you didn't feel hungry,
It's the
you didn't
sting.
really have a lot in your stomach exactly. And you find that this stuff is hitting you pretty hard. Like whatever this, like you told them to bring the strongest thing, it turns out the strongest thing is pretty strong. All right, so Archie, as you make your way out of the tower, you discover your two companions have gone ahead and skedaddled.
All right. I guess I would put the map in my backpack in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I feel pretty safe here. And
You're not there. You're watching.
I know. I'm
Nira
not.
get drunk.
He doesn't hear me whimpering. Why did I leave him to handle that shit? I should have known.
yeah, I got my armor in there. Other
You have
sword,
a drunk elf to
axes.
attend to, and trust
That's
me, that's
true.
gonna be
So,
a
yeah.
crisis shortly.
Head to the dining hall.
All right.
I would like to signal the barkeeper, waiter, bar person, whatever, and get the equivalent of a D&D pub burger and fries to give to Nira, whatever the equivalent is of that. Like,
Sure.
I don't know what that equivalent would be. Would it be like
Probably like a hearty beef stew and a big loaf of
yeah,
dark bread.
yeah, something she'll eat.
Okay, Mom.
Zip it and drink your water.
All right.
You drunkie.
All right. So it is currently about like an hour from when the feast proper is supposed to start.
Okay.
Did you join them in the dining
Yeah,
hall?
I'll join them and order a drink.
Archie, come and have a drink.
Ooh, could definitely use it.
Right?
So
That's what I'm saying. One of those for my friend, please. The whatever, the strong thing, the thing that you brought that was really good. He needs one of those, like 2, maybe 3.
Yeah. I should
So-
think so.
They bring out a little like a decanter of that and pour a little bit more and just so you are aware, this is a fine Velen whiskey that is actually aged back to before the surrender.
Wow.
Oh, Archie, we're drinking history. That's so cool.
Kind of fitting. Gulp.
And I order
Hey, do
another
we have
stew and bread for Archie.
Do we have that tender box found in the mayor's cottage? Ask Emma.
Oh, is that in the bag? Oh,
Do we know about that?
the
Oh, did Mook?
That was
yeah,
Mugen.
Oh, that's right. He hit it.
I
He did not share that with us. He opened
Yeah.
it by himself, or
Well,
yeah,
and
Mugen opened itself later.
And he didn't. He took the stuff out of the box.
Yeah, and left
and
the box.
kept it, and left the box. But yeah, he didn't tell you guys about it. So
Mm-mm.
Never mind.
Out
So
on us.
I just look at them and I say, we're not gonna ransack Mugen's lawn. We're just gonna leave on. What else do you want to do? So
sleep
Archie-
for a week.
Archie, I told her that Melicanth had a map, but I don't think she remembers it
Melicanth.
right now. So was there anything
Yes.
that
This
we
is
need
her
to know?
fault, This is all her fault.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Wow.
And she's over. Ugh, freaking what else? Ugh.
Well, there is indeed a map, and it is enchanted and gives a nice glow of where existing rifts are, or at least large rifts. There may be smaller ones that don't have enough power to really show on the map, but it seems to me, I would think new ones, if they get powerful enough, may show up on it.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully we don't blow up my home like she could have done. Freaking Melicanth.
Yeah.
I think we know more about what we're doing now than she did then. So I don't think we're gonna put anybody at risk. I think we'll fix whatever's. I think it'll be okay, Nira. We're gonna make sure that we do everything that we can, and hopefully that'll be enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we have a choice. I don't have any choices. I don't have a choice about the rifts. I don't have a choice about being 100 years in the future. I don't have a choice to be a cleric. I don't have a choice. I have no choices. Why do I not have why do I not have choices? You know what? I'm going to choose to have another drink. That is a choice I can make.
I
Give me
will
another
cheer.
drink.
I will toast to that.
I will
Alright.
toast to that as well.
all right. So make another Constitution check, both Nira and Archie. Archie makes one for his second drink now.
Sorry. I got an 18
Yeah.
that time without any.
Okay, yeah. So you're on a roll now.
You're maintaining.
Yeah.
I got a 12.
Okay, you're doing all right. Yeah, it's pretty strong though. You're now you're kind of like, oh yeah.
Mhm.
They knew their stuff back in the Valen days.
Yeah, so we'll need to decide where to go, but I think that can wait for tomorrow.
Oh, do we
Yeah.
get to choose
I
that?
could
I don't
just-
get to choose anything.
Nira,
You
You
get to
choose.
choose.
you choose,
exactly where.
Nira. Archie and I are in agreement. You choose where we go next. It's all you, baby girl.
When you're sober.
When you're so
When is the
Tomorrow.
party supposed to start?
So it's a little way. It's like half an hour now, maybe.
Is there gonna be dancing? I miss dancing. I haven't been to a party in a very long time. Like over a century.
Well, if there isn't dancing, we'll make sure there is.
Yeah.
How's that?
Dancing. All the dancing. It's gonna be great.
All the dancing.
All right, so you guys hang out, you while away, and eventually the pages enter the hall to collect you, and they're very formal at first. It says, "The festivities are ready for your."
Woo!
They kind of see that you've been drinking already, and like, I guess the party's already started.
That
That's
is.
right. Yeah.
Follow me.
God damn it! I'm not drunk yet. I gotta watch them. I gotta babysit them. Shit.
Well, so Amethyst, this just reminds me, there was a detail on your
I
character
know.
sheet way back when. Is that still in
Amethyst
effect, or
doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't know yet.
okay? Yeah.
So she's bitter.
So you've had some, and it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're acting so silly. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's pretty.
I guess I just need to try harder and drink more.
Yeah, drink more.
More.
Shot.
Where's that beef?
Yeah.
Shot.
All right. So you guys, you're making your way down the corridors after the pages. You're seeing a lot of activity of servants running back and forth all over the place. Taking care of stuff. You see, other attendees kind of also making their way to the banquet hall, and you come to two great big doors, and the pages kind of turn and say, "We're ready to announce you if you want to collect yourselves for a moment."
We're here. We're collected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
Clutch.
go. Let's do this.
Very well.
Thaumaturgy. Flamey horns.
Oh, yeah, I have thaumaturgy too. What? Can I have flaming horns too? That'll be fun.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not sure thaumaturgy is going to be like. Yeah, I don't think that's easy.
I don't think it makes. Yeah, horns are
Yeah.
Just be like flames.
Well, so thaumaturgy. I'm trying to pull up the details of that spell. I think it.
If we go in on fire, we'll be.
Jesus Christ.
We'll actually be lit.
So yeah, you could have Amethyst actually set your hair on fire. If you
I
want.
could, yeah. I could totally.
I don't want to.
No.
All
Yeah, I
right.
know. I was literally just reading through all my spells to see if I had anything that could make it look like you had horns that were on fire. I don't though. I'm sad.
Oh! I want to cast guiding bolt on myself, like non-damagey. I want to be sparkly. You let me do it for the little girl and when we did the play.
Yeah. Okay. Because yeah. All right. You can do that.
Drunk
So
Nera
you-
is
I
insane.
win.
You cast guiding bolt on yourself, and now you are glitter bomb. Nera.
I'm so damn jealous.
Really?
Guess it on me.
I can glitter bomb you too.
glitter bomb
Okay,
me.
I'm gonna glitter bomb her too.
All right. You've just used your 3 level 1 spell slots. But you guys are all glittery now.
Yes. Oh, Archie, I didn't even ask. Did you want to glitter? Oh well, you're glittered. now.
No.
Meanwhile,
I'll cast
the
Shield of Faith on myself that causes a glittering aura.
yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
y'all. Jesus.
the page, by the way, is still standing there by the doors, just watching you.
Bamp each other with spells.
All right, I think we're presentable.
Okay. Yeah, we're good. Let's do this. All right.
All right. You open the door, and as you enter, it's a great big, banquet hall. It's got one of those really long tables, lots of people in fancy clothes, lots of food all over the table, and lots of people, fancy clothes, all turn to look as you enter, and the page comes in and says, "The heroes of the hour, Otterkree, Nirakina Ethu, and Amethyst."
Big flourishing bow.
Good evening.
You get polite applause because these are fancy people.
And I'm just looking at my arms and my clothes because they're sparkling and they're so pretty. I don't even notice the people.
You're definitely
just-
like getting a variety of looks because I mean, like they know that you're kind of the guest of honor, but yeah.
Look at the page. We just
Especially
said
because
anywhere.
the high elf is glittery and visibly drunk.
I was going to say, I'm just glittery, man. And it's like all I have as far as party attire could go.
So
Look at the page. Do we just sit anywhere? Or,
yeah. The Baron does come to greet you and just says, welcome.
Good evening.
I do not begrudge you your celebration. Indeed, you have won a victory. I perhaps could have let you know the nature of our banquet a little bit more clearly. However, I hope that you are still prepared for a meal, and there will be wine and dancing after.
Yes.
Dancing. All right.
Thank you.
Yes. Maybe eat something before having more wine. And he turns away. And so you guys are have seats prepared for you, like at the Baron's end of the table. But there's also lots of other various minor nobles at various places, and lots of people eager to talk to you. Are you guys making small talk, or what's the plan?
Yeah, well, as with Amethyst sitting next to me, I'm gonna sit there and loudly point out all of the pretty sparkly things that I see. Look at her necklace! Oh my gosh, that tiara is so pretty. Look at the beading on that dress. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. You're so pretty.
No, you're pretty.
You're making a splash. People are kind of amused, you're getting a lot of nervous laughter.
And I am having fun because I don't care what the other humans think. I really don't like humans at all. So I'm just happy to be chilling with them and not be having to put Archie out of fire or anything like that right now.
Well, so how do you handle it when people are approaching you to just say, I heard tell of the bravery that you and your companions showed against the Hobgoblin army. Tell me, how did it feel marching up to their camp like that?
It was scary,
It was pretty.
but we felt it was necessary.
we
we did it.
marched into an army. That's
There was the
did.
the largest Hobgoblin army in history. I hear. I mean,
and the one with the big blue nose. His nose was so big.
Who knows?
it's so blue,
So blue.
so blue.
My goodness.
And I'm not going to elaborate at all. I'm just going to let them wonder.
The best part, I think the highlight of the whole thing was definitely you on fire taking that dude's head off, though. That was amazing.
That was pretty cool.
That felt really good. Not gonna lie.
My goodness. That sounds frightening.
It was quite a battle. It was quite a battle.
Maybe good memories though. Good memories though. Like at the time, it was
Scary.
yeah. We thought we were gonna die, but it worked out.
Well, yes, thank you for driving them away from the city.
Our pleasure.
Happy to help.
Enjoy the wine, and there's this other stuff floating around, really good. It's a Velen whiskey. You got to try some. So good.
You definitely get some raised eyebrows at the Velen whiskey, and it's kind of like, oh. Everybody else is just having wine.
Of course, naturally. Well, they didn't just fight a hobgoblin army, though.
Yeah, this is like being at my grandmother's parties. Ugh.
You do get the sense that there's a handful of people who maybe think that they're, like they're too cool for ruffians like you guys, so they're not the ones that are approaching you. So
right.
if you occasionally catch their eye where they're giving you a little bit of a, I don't think you really belong here, that sort of thing. But they don't come up to you. So
I mastered that look. That is my thing. I am a high elf. I outlive all y'all.
Right now, she's a wasted high elf.
All right, so it's time for dinner. So everyone takes your seats, and they're bringing out various courses. The first is it's a soup that's a bright orange color.
Looks
What is
delicious.
It's very orange. How did they get soup that orange?
And the waiter who laid the bowl there, it says, "It is made from pumpkins, my lady." All right, we don't necessarily have to go through all of these, but yeah, it's a splendid meal. But like, unlike where you were, ordering your own whatever you wanted before, this is clearly a prepared fancy meal with a set menu. But they've got fancy salad and soup, of course, and little puff pastry things, and then roast venison and all sorts of good stuff. And then they have these little fruit tarts for dessert. And Nira, make a Constitution check.
This is the best. Great. I rolled a 10 that time with
Okay. You're like you ate some of that stew and bread from before, and you're also not feeling so like you're doing okay, but you're feeling it a little bit. Like there's some rumbling. So just a little there's clouds on the horizon. But you're doing okay. By the way, you probably are actually feeling a little bit slightly less intoxicated, unless you've really just been pounding the wine since. Have you been?
More like maintenance instead of like
yeah,
but my
probably,
glass has never been empty, so
right.
Yeah.
So as the evening progresses, it's a fine meal, and there's more of the little chit chat conversation. Eventually, as the Baron stands with a little toast of they've brought him just a little tiny fancy crystal glass of what looks like the whiskey you guys were having earlier.
I told you it's good stuff.
He kind of winks at you and says,
He winked at me.
a toast to these champions, newcomers to our city, but now champions of Villanocta, who faced an entire hobgoblin army, turned them away, and returned to tell the tale. So now tell us the tale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, the ones that usually talk are drunk.
Archie,
for
it's your
sure,
turn. I
here.
told that thing like 80 times tonight. It's your turn. Why is Mugen not here?
The army was vast and filled the land. And we marched into the middle.
For days.
And we faced the hatching phoenix, who hobgoblins tell is the most formidable general I think they've ever had. He combined all of the tribes and all of,
But he was full of dishonor,
Mhm.
leading his people into sure demise.
Yea, he signed a pact with the devil
Get
that suffused
gasps there.
himself.
You get gasps. People gasp.
He signed a pact with the devil to gain supernatural power, and how he climbed his way up the army, and he wanted to fight us to consolidate his power. And we took him up on that challenge. A lot of fire.
He could not face down and survive after a battle with the heroes of legend.
And the Baron kind of senses that that's probably a good stopping point. So he says, "So then, let us all cheer the heroes of legend." And everybody goes, "Huzzah!" And
Huzzah!
all right. So now it's dancing time. They've got a sort of string quintet, and they're mostly set up for sort of fancy, pretentious, noble ballroom dancing. That's what they're kind of preparing for.
Oh gosh.
You guys have no
Jonathan.
shortage of partners eager to dance with you. Are you taking them up on that? Are you dancing with each other?
Oh,
What's
I
the
will.
plan?
I will.
Yeah?
I totally will. Absolutely.
All right. Make a performance check with disadvantage.
That's charisma, so I got that in.
Mhm.
Plus 3. 13. And that's I roll twice and take the lower one,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And a 19. So 13
Okay,
plus 3,
yeah.
so 16, right?
Yeah,
Do
you do pretty well, given that you didn't specifically know the steps, but this is not too dissimilar from some of the kinds of dancing they have where you came from, enough that you're able to pick it up, and your natural high elf gracefulness carries you a long way.
And I have to
even
make sure
through-
to bat my eyes plenty. Lots
Yeah.
of eyelash batting.
All right. All right. Anyone else dancing?
Sure, I'll dance.
Sure.
Festive.
Well, you can go ahead and make a straight roll because you're not drunk.
I get also plus 3, so 19.
Yeah, see, Archie surprises everybody. He's got the moves, he's twirling, he's dipping. It does that whole thing where everybody else inexplicably forms a circle around you because they're not focused on their own dance anymore. They want to watch how cool you are for a little bit. You sweep people off their feet because they were kind of not sure what to expect, but you're exotic. You're a little bit dangerous, but that's cool because you're light on your feet and you're moving like a
I
champ.
got that tail to do the full body wave.
Yeah.
Archie, me next. Me next.
All right. So Amethyst, what are you doing during all this?
Oh, I'm not dancing because I don't like
No.
humans. Let's see. I guess I'm just looking around. Is Melicant there?
You see that she was at the dinner,
Okay.
but she does not seem to have made her way to this part of the festivity.
You could chat with the Baron.
Okay, I'll chat with the Baron.
He is not dancing, but he is up kind of, at sort of on a like raised platform, not quite like thrones, but kind of in the, it's just like the VIP section, right? So, but yeah, you are certainly welcome there.
Christiana, is he married? I know he
Oh,
has
Jesus.
a kid. Is he married?
You guys haven't.
Oh my God. Why are you sending me over to talk and asking if he's married? Do you want to know for you? So Baron.
He did wink at her.
Yes, Amethyst. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
I am. I haven't been to one of these before, and it's very interesting. And I kind of just look over at Nira having a good time and just smile. Speaking of Nira, she was wondering if you're married. Is there a Mrs. Baron or a Baroness?
I was married, but alas, my wife was killed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes, it's not a happy memory, but it's some years past, but yes, that's the answer.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'll kind of let Nira explore that on her own. Have you any news on the children? Is there any word on their parents? Is there any thought that maybe there might be a rescue or something? Or is it just something that's for the betterment of the land to let them just live?
Well, I know that the villages that they were taken from were Tashmian villages, and so it is unfortunately due to the terms of the treaty between Villanocta and Tashmia, we are not permitted to negotiate on their behalf. We have, taken in these children for now, and we will ensure that they are cared for while they are here. And I am sure that the Tashmians will do their best to negotiate for the family's release as well.
Okay.
I'm certain that is their intent, but it is outside my control, unfortunately. And we will probably be releasing the children to Tashmian emissaries as soon as they send for them.
That's good to hear.
Can I twirl my way over to Amethyst? And I want to grab her for a dance.
Okay,
Oh,
make
Jesus.
it. So first,
Save me.
First, make a dexterity check for the twirl.
Yes, please. Oh my God.
15 plus 2. So
Gosh.
All right, yeah, you twirl pretty well.
Okay.
And as I do so, I am going to wink at the Baron as he did earlier.
He's kind of like. He's definitely given the, yep, you're really drunk. Smile and nod.
There it is.
But I'm still going to dance with Amethyst.
Fine, I'll dance with
Because we're
Nira.
besties.
We're besties.
All right, so each of you make a performance check.
Oh shit. Damn it. Performance. Oh, good. I've got a 0 modifier. Awesome.
So
Oh shit! It landed on the floor.
12 and 3, so 15.
I rolled a 19 with no modifier.
Nice.
Oh wow!
Praise baby
Turns
Jesus.
out,
Mistletoes.
Thank goodness.
yeah, turns out Amethyst has. See what she's got. Like Archie had the slick moves, right?
Of course.
But Amethyst does that thing, dance like nobody's watching.
Ooh.
Yeah. So her moves are raw and kind of unpolished, but there's such heart and passion behind them that everybody's just, wow, like just the joy of the movement is just really emanates from you. Everyone's like, ooh,
Sweet.
very impressed. And the high elf's pretty good too. She's okay.
The high elf is doing this drunk.
We're all impressed by that, believe me.
Oh, my grandmother used to drag me to these parties all the time, and oh god, she would put me in dresses. It was so boring.
Careful, we might get content ID on the but all right, so yeah,
Oh my god, I love it.
dancing into the wee hours. You know, if you guys are hanging out for a while, you know, eventually, you know, some of the other nobles, you know, bid their good nights, and there's, you know, more and more people retiring. So, but you know, the party's kind of still going for now. If you guys are still hanging out.
Yeah, we'll dance and head to bed.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So after a lovely evening of drinks and dinner and dancing, you all retire to your guest quarters.
Before I leave, like on my way out the door, I gotta say, thank you, Villanocta, and good night.
At this point, there's really mostly just a few lingering people leaving it, and like the pages who are like cleaning up, and they kind of say, "Thank you,
Thanks for leaving."
People are no fun. Ugh.
All right, so I think with you guys heading to bed, that's probably a good place to call it for tonight, and we'll pick up in the morning with you guys next time.
Probably making
Awesome.
a constitution roll.
Maybe. All right, great job,
Lesser
you guys.
restoration on this rest. Remove disease.
Drunk Nira is fun.
She is. She's not dancing. That doesn't happen.
All right, great job, you guys. Some good role play this time around, and now you have some decisions to make about which way you guys want to head. You got some choices.
Yes, we do. We have many choices.
Nira gets to choose.
Nira gets to choose. Nira's going to like her options. I just know it.
And Paulette says, yeah, awesome and fun episode. Thank you all. Yay. Thank you, Paulette.
Yay.
Thanks, Paulette.
Thank you.
And thank you, anyone and everyone who joined us at any point in the chat. And of course, though, if you are listening to this in audio or watching the video later, thank you also. We have fun. We're glad if it's fun for other people too. All right. So we'll see you next time as the adventure continues on so many levels.